Hey, 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 secondhand soul fans. It's me, your friendly neighborhood soul man, Lyle Dynamite Miller. And I'm here with
Kathy Fern.
And the sax man, Dave Drower. What's up?
what's up, everybody? How we doing? And here we are at episode number 14 of the Secondhand Soul Band Show. You still with us? All right, we got a great show ahead today, as usual. Today we're going to be doing our weekly segment on the Bears. Then we got a segment, Soul Lives On, where we pay tribute. We have my famous Art Goals segment, always ready to get on stage, and you know it, baby. Over Underrated, we're going to do that famous segment. And then we got some musical drama and a performance clip from the Secondhand Soul Band. Let's get started.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to talk about the Bears. And
the Bears. That's
this
right.
Week, once again, it's the Bears. The Bears with the win, baby, with the win. Once again, cardiac Bears. What happened,
man? Well, again, the Bears, they came to play. This time they played the first half of the game, so it was very exciting. Yeah, it was like 17-0 after the first half. They shut them out first time since like the 1990s, and then the second half it was I don't know what you would call it, but it wasn't really good football. The defense came out to play a lot more this game than they did the first game, but again, they were playing the Giants, so it's hard to tell. Like I feel like we've had 2 weeks of sort of lucky teams that we've been playing where
super
like
lucky.
Right. They're gonna drop the ball more than we're gonna drop the ball. And yeah, because Trubisky had like 2 interceptions. And
and they were like bad. You know, one was like a tip drill interception. I mean, it's funny. We were talking about the defense last week didn't really show up. This week it was the offense, and the defense got their chance to show up. So I guess it's one side of the team is going to play every week. Maybe special teams will have a good week next week. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I need them to play a whole game. I need them to show me that like they could take out Green Bay. Because if you can't, then it's worthless. And right at the end, yes, we stopped them, but they were at like the 15-yard line. Like they made it all the way down the field.
Yeah,
so
they got all the way down.
There was nothing really that made me just feel like, all right, the Bears are back. Like we're gonna be doing some dancing. No, it's more like you're gonna be sitting on pins and needles all season, and then but there's talent there. There is.
There's talent here. Let's talk about Montgomery. So here's a big part of the fourth
I know.
quarter.
Don't get me started. Cohen's on my fantasy team, and
I mean, Montgomery, this guy is
ridiculous.
Like this new running back. I like running back. Like we had Sweetness back in the day, back in my day.
Man.
Walter Payton, Sweetness. He was sweet and he ran the ball and he was pretty. Montgomery, not pretty, but I like that because that means he's not afraid to get hurt.
I know.
Not afraid to get in there and run those hard yards.
I just wish that Cohen would have been making all those yards.
Yeah, that's
not Montgomery. But he was getting just 10-yard chunks. It was right.
Yeah.
And that was the one good thing the offense did in the second quarter.
Yep.
I mean,
there was one other thing.
One
other thing. I'll say this is the play of the game. At 4th and 1, the ball gets tipped up in the air, and Massey, the offensive lineman, catches the ball.
Oh yeah.
At that point, I was like,
beautiful.
I'm thinking if you're New York, you're like, look, lineman catch the ball. Now what are you gonna do?
Well, didn't the Fridge back in the day catch a ball?
Oh yeah, the Fridge would run. He would rush sometimes.
But
I think people know who the Fridge is.
Yeah, right. William Perry, 72 from 80. They know who the Fridge is. If you live in Chicago, you know the Fridge.
You better know, or you better give up your Chicago card.
I think it was 320 pound defensive lineman. They put this guy in at running back. Okay, that was 30 years ago. But anyway. But today's game, they put out another one. 3 seconds left again before they could have lost this whole thing. And what happened on that last play? I think the guy just threw it through the end zone, or he just didn't catch it.
We blocked it.
Yeah, it was a block.
Yeah.
So Bears won another close one.
Right.
17-13.
Oh man.
1 week at a time, guys. 1 week.
Who we got next week? Who we playing next?
I haven't even gotten that far down the road, man.
I'm just happy with these wins.
Right. So
can we play Detroit again? I don't know.
It's not happening, no, but that's all right. It's good news. We're 2-0, so
2-0.
We'll take it.
So even though we're not very impressed necessarily, our record is still where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And we have plenty of time to grow. And there was 0 preseason, so.
Right.
Maybe I'm just being pessimistic because I live in Chicago and that's how it is,
Yep. I'll take 16 ugly games if they're all wins.
Yeah, the last time they won, I was like 2 years old, so I've never seen them win. So fingers crossed something happens, man. Or the Hawks.
Wait a minute, Dave. You don't remember when they won? Oh my God, we're old, Lyle.
No.
Well, like you mean like the Super Bowl?
Right.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah. Oh
exactly.
Yeah. Oh man, I got a
Zero
picture of the last
recollection.
time. I got a picture of the last time they won the Super Bowl of me. I'll bring it up for the next show.
That was awesome. That was such an awesome.
I'll show you how long ago it was.
Yeah.
I can remember the White Sox, the Blackhawks, the Bulls, but the Bears, no, man.
Yeah, even the Cubs, even the freaking Cubs.
Oh yeah. That was even more recent, of course. Yep. Yes. All right. Next up, what do we have, guys?
All right.
Soul Lives On. So yeah, we decided to not put a musician in this spot this week just because we had somebody very, very important to the world pass away this week. It was Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away on the 18th. So she was 87 years old, and she was the second woman to serve on the Supreme Court, and there's only been 4 total, ladies. So get out there and vote, okay? Make sure you've already been registered. If you haven't registered, do it. Like, stop the show, go register now, and make sure you vote. She was born in New York, Brooklyn, New York. Her older sister died when she was a baby. Her mom died the day before she graduated high school. She got married the day after she graduated college. One of the few women in her class, and was discriminated against quite a lot because of being a woman in that time and frame. But she was denied a what was it called? Oh, I'm sorry. It was right here somewhere.
A courtship, right?
Like an internship.
Clerk,
yeah, clerk, right. Thank you. Because she was a woman, and then a man stood up for her and said, if you don't hire her, then I'm never going to help you again. And that they hired her. So she's had some, really great history on the Supreme Court, being a very, very strong woman. And, we just wanted to say rest in peace, and let's just hope that we can hold off until after November 3rd to install a new person on the Supreme Court, right, Lyle?
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking Anita Hill would be nice.
Ooh.
It'd be nice to see Anita Hill on the Supreme Court, sitting right across from Clarence Thomas, giving her crap every day.
Oh, wow. That would be interesting. There's some drama right there. That's political drama.
Yep. She's qualified.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Not going to happen in the next 6 weeks, but if you guys get out there and vote, perhaps it can happen soon.
We can hang on, you guys. We can hang on just a little longer. So, get out there and vote.
100%.
Yep.
And I'm not sure. You're supposed to say something instead of rest in peace for RBG.
Oh.
But I can't remember what it was. But whatever it is, I'll say that. Great life and well done. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, very well done. Very well done.
Very, very well done.
All right, moving on.
All right, it's time for the Art Goals segment. And I'll talk a little bit about Art Goals. Art Goals is always ready to get on stage. And that's me. I'm Art Goals, always ready to get on stage. And if you want to be Art Goals, you can take a listen to this tip right here. Today, I want to talk about being yourself. Be you. No one can be you better than you. I used to look at Donny Hathaway, and I always wanted to sound like Donny Hathaway had this beautiful bel canto voice, and I wanted to sing like that. And when I first started singing, I'd studied him and I'd listened to him. I was like, man, I'm never going to be as good as Donny Hathaway. And one day I hit like a high C, and it was a strong one. And I'd never heard Donny Hathaway hit that high C before. And all of a sudden, Donny Hathaway became a human being. You see what happens? I want to just mention a few artists here. Let's talk about Boy George, or Prince, Erykah Badu, Otis Redding, Lady Gaga. There was a guy named Tiny Tim, if you ever heard of him. Tiny Tim was on the Billboard charts for 9 weeks at number 17. Luther Vandross was booed at the Apollo. Weird Al Yankovic made a whole career out of being weird. The point is, These people, when they came out, the style of music, the style of dress, whatever they were doing was not popular. It was unheard of a lot of times, but they stuck to it because it was who they were. Think about who influences you a lot. As a musician, as a singer, who is it that you look up to? Let's take Usher, for example. He gets a lot of praise right now. Well, once upon a time, Usher was just a kid watching Michael Jackson on television, thinking about, man, this guy is inhuman. I could never be that great. And what did he do after that? He tried and he tried and he tried and he understood that Michael Jackson was human and so was he. And he could do whatever Michael could do. And that's what I want you to know. Whoever it is you look up to, whoever it is you think is impossible for you to match as far as artistically, just keep trying and you'll find out that you're better than them. You're better. That's the top. And that's how the PR goes. Okay, time for our favorite segment, Over Underrated. Over Underrated is where we take an artist and we look at their career and the things they've done in their life, and we figure out if they're overrated, underrated, or getting just the right amount of praise. And who do we have this week?
All right, I could barely get it out of my mouth, but we're going to go with Billy Joel. That's right. We're going with Billy Joel, the Piano Man, I guess is how
the Piano Man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take this one, man. Like, I can't even listen to more than like 1.5 songs of him, like, without going bananas. And the thing about him,
why?
Too, it's just this guy is completely overrated. Like, he's come out with one song that's it's sort of a hit, and he has his little shtick. He's like a Vegas like lounge piano player that never should have really made it big, in my opinion. And And the other thing too is all his songs use like he doesn't have any like cool keys, like it's all like white keys on the keyboard, and it's just I just can't I disdain this guy, man, and he's completely so overrated. Like Michael Bolton, I have higher respect. Like this guy in my iTunes, it's like Billie Holiday, Billy Joel, Bill Withers. Like, how could you even be sandwiched between those two people? You can't. Like, right, Lady Day, and oh, come on. And then it's Billy Joel. It's like greatest hits, and he has one song on the all right, it's your turn.
Man, I like Billy Joel. I like him. Sorry.
Of course you would.
I like Billy Joel. I think it's nostalgia more than anything else. When Billy Joel was really hitting, I think it was like, I want to say between 84 and 90. Maybe between 80 and 90. I was between the ages of 5 and 16 in that time, and so those songs like are they're part of my childhood. They're nostalgic. Sure.
Yeah,
but you know how it is with nostalgia when you look back. The tunes aren't that
so
good.
Cheesy.
No,
they're not. The melodies are so cheesy.
It's
just
so
cheesy. From then you say those people would never have made it today. Like what in the hell? Exactly. Who said they should be famous?
I mean, he had a lot of tunes. He had a lot of tunes.
Brings them out, yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of them.
Right.
I have a problem with him. I thought he was all right. He kind of annoyed me, honestly. But then I watched a Netflix documentary called Hired Gun, which was really great. Highly recommend it. But the one thing that really stuck out for me was his band. He wasn't on it. He didn't get interviewed for the show, but his band talked about how they came up with him through the ranks, and they did all these shows and they wrote all these songs together. Mm-hmm. And they called him heartless for the way that he dismissed them. One day he just decided to move on, and they found out kind of in terrible ways. Like, no, he didn't call them and say, "Hey, dude, this isn't working out. We got to move on." Yeah. He just moved on, and they found out through other people. It's like,
right, real class act. This guy,
like, man, that's
real
not cool.
class act.
Thank God there was no Twitter back then.
No matter what you got to do, if you can't work with somebody, you got to have a conversation and just own it. Like that's really a weasel that right there. So right then, I just decided I didn't like him anymore.
Yeah. Not impressed. This guy's completely overrated. Like, there shouldn't even be a conversation, Lyle. Honestly,
I think he's getting the right amount of praise.
The right amount of praise. Oh my God, underrated. Are you insane?
Hey, we don't have an hour here.
Yeah. You know,
oh my gosh!
he's not awful.
And then like let's
He's
bring
had some
back
good songs.
let's bring
Only
back
the Good Die
oh
Young.
that's all this is about. Some good. He has a few cheesy melody songs.
the
It's like
tunes
rah
are-
rah. It's like a good cheer that you hear at a football game, like in past years, not this year.
Yeah,
but
but that's a
I
genre
would even
too.
say
It
that
could be
they're
a,
Oh,
burned
come
into your
on.
brain because you heard them 50,000 times. Like every time I put the radio on, it's like, oh God, another Billy Joel song. Ugh. Change
Right,
the channel.
exactly. It's just like that in Fleetwood Mac. Like I just can't listen
I don't
to
know.
it.
I used to live on those tunes. I love those. I don't know. I like the songs. I
Oh
think he's getting the right amount of praise.
man,
For
and
the longest time.
weren't you the guy that
Only
like
the
put
Good Die
Usher
Young.
said Usher was like overrated,
Yes,
and then
yes, I
you
did.
brought him up like in 3 other shows since then.
Yeah,
to
that's
prove
usually
your
an example
point
to
how
prove
he's
human he is.
How right, but somehow he's underrated. Yet Billy Joel doesn't dance at all. The guy sits down and has a harmonica necklace.
And
Like,
plays the piano.
oh, I know Stevie Wonder, and he just like destroys him. Like it's
No
not even
falsetto.
funny. Oh come on. All right. That's fine. We're gonna get out of here. 'Cause
All right, my vote's just
I'd
right.
rather argue about him than listen to him. So there you go.
All right. So we got another segment here, musical drama.
Yeah,
And,
we were talking before the show, and Lyle, you were filling me in on some really interesting musical drama. We just decided to need to talk about this.
Yeah, I don't know how this came up. We were talking about the time, I think, or maybe we
Yeah.
were talking about Prince and the Revolution, and I mentioned how Alexander O'Neal was the original lead singer of the time, not Morris Day, and it's a very interesting story about how that happened. So I guess Alexander O'Neal was a singer in Minneapolis, like one of the biggest. I don't know if you're familiar with Alexander O'Neal. He had a song "Criticize," "You're a Fake," "Sunday Love." Was that the one? "Sunday Love."
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of his biggest hits. He did with Sherelle, a duet that he did. So anyway, he was a huge hit in Minneapolis, and
Who knew Minneapolis was a hotbed of music?
Sorry.
I said, who knew Minneapolis was a hotbed of music? I didn't know
right.
that.
Right. Yes. I mean, a lot of some hip musicians came out of there, and so he was when he was in high school, he was going to play football, but he got hurt, I think, and so the football thing stopped, and he got back into music. So it says just before 1980, and this is an article in the Clarion Ledger. It says just before 1980, O'Neal became the lead singer in Minneapolis band Flight Time, which featured Jimmy Jam on keyboards and Terry Lewis on bass. Now, I don't know if you know Jam and Lewis. If you don't, ask somebody.
Yeah.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis are the biggest producers.
They're busy
two of
guys.
the biggest producers in the industry, period. And then he had this Monte Muir on keyboards. Jelly Bean Johnson. I remember Jelly Bean Johnson. He was a drummer. And Jesse Johnson's on guitar. Okay, fine. So Prince is signed to Warner Brothers, which is looking for artists in Minneapolis. And he had a bandmate, Morris Day, who he grew up with. And, Jerome, the guy who holds the mirror, is actually related to Prince. So he was tight with Morris Day. And so they figure they could bring Morris Day in and get him a job playing drums with Flight Time. So he's going to replace the drummer in the band that Alexander O'Neal is the lead singer of. So they come in to talk about it. Jimmy Jam told Blues and Soul magazine in 1992, Prince got angry with O'Neal when he started asking questions about money. Quote, Alex wanted a bunch of money and a new car and new clothes. He was outrageous. And we were all sitting there telling him, man, just shut up. And so guess what happened? So if you know anything about Prince and working with musicians, Prince kicks O'Neal out of the band. And instead of Morris Day playing drums, he says, Morris, you're going to be the lead singer. And that's what happened.
How do you get promoted like that?
Morris Day comes in with his drumsticks, and Alexander O'Neal's over there in the corner asking for a fur coat. And Prince was like, can you sing this line? And that's the end of Alexander O'Neal.
But, Morris Day, that was a better job for him anyway. He did not need behind the drums. He needed to be out in front. That was perfect. So I got to make it with Prince to recognize the talent there. Even if he can't sing, I mean, he still was so entertaining. So he's still around.
Yeah. I mean, Morris Day was a dynamite performer, is a dynamite performer.
I love watching him.
Hasn't really lost a step. I think he's 60
he
years
just
old.
released a song a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I'm Trending or something. It was
Yep.
about Twitter, I think, and I was like, this guy still got it. It still sounds good. He's still fun.
Hasn't lost. I mean, the time were a tremendous band. 777, 9311
I
was
love
one of their
them.
tunes. The Bird was one of their tunes. But I would argue, and this is my personal take on it, that the time not only would be a different band if Alexander O'Neal had become the lead singer or remained the lead singer. I think that they may have surpassed the Revolution. And I think that Prince wanted to make sure he was the best band on that label. Now, this is, again, my speculation, but if you knew Alexander O'Neal and his performance style and how he could sing, that would have been a totally different band.
But, you know, the time was kind of like a gimmicky band. That's why they really hit it, because
they had
songs like The Bird and Jungle Love.
Right.
I mean, that, the dance, everybody knew the dance back then. Like,
that's
really why they became famous. I mean, the songs were good, but it was more of a gimmick. So
right. Yeah,
Alexander O'Neal seemed more like a serious musician. Like, I'm not sure that would have been, not that they wouldn't have been a better band critically if you just like put them side by side, but I don't know if they would have made it, because the gimmick thing was all, you got MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice kind of people. Like, that's they all got a thing.
It was like he played the cards he was dealt. He had a guy who really couldn't sing, but he performed well, so he changed the whole structure of the band to suit that. So there's some genius in that too, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. It was it's pretty interesting how Prince could see talent, but when he was done with you, he was done with you. Bye-bye.
Oh yeah. He went through a band per album almost. If you made it to the next day, if you got a call, if you did the previous album and you got a call, it was like hitting the lottery.
You were really good. Wow. Yeah.
I must have left something in the studio.
I got to see him one time live, and he did a whole funk show, which is really why I wanted to go. I mean, I went to see Purple Rain by myself. That was one of the first movies I ever went to see by myself, because it was coming out that weekend and nobody could go. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going by myself. And I just remember the movie like so fondly. It was so good. But I went to go see him when he did this funk show, and he was ridiculous. It was amazing show. It was so good. Like, he was so talented in so many different ways. I mean, he played every single instrument basically. So he's always been a favorite. Yeah, Prince. Yeah, he's always been a favorite of mine. I love him. I love him.
Yeah, no, yep, too much talent there.
Yeah, it's a shame, but we have his music to listen to anyway. So.
Yep. So here's to Prince.
Here's to
and Alexander O'Neal. Still hung in there with those few singles after that too.
that was a fun day.
Oh man, what a show! Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last one. That's the last one we did.
That was our last hit, but we'll be back.
We will, you guys. It'll go fast. Guaranteed. I promise. It's just, it's tough right now, but it's a little open-ended. That's the problem, right? We don't know it's going to be exactly this many months. If we knew that, at least we could just, cross off the days like you're in jail.
Right.
Okay.
Well, we're looking for at least a year. Like this is a sentence for sure. This is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Hey, that's all right.
Right, keep watching our show.
We keep putting our heads together to find more ways to entertain you guys. So keep in touch. Stay tuned. We are still working on ways to keep bringing it. We are entertainers after all, right? We need the outlet as much as you guys need the entertainment. So keep an eye out for us. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get over there and click on the link if you're already there, and make sure you ring the bell. And I know you're already on our Facebook page, so join the mailing list too, because we always send out fun things through email. So want to see you guys, let us know what you think. Let us know if there's any segments you want us to do, any artists you want us to cover.
Yeah. Talk to us.
Talk to us, please. We need you to talk to us.
Hey,
right.
secondhand soul fans.